All right, so how's everybody doing today? So, Kyle was telling me how all the NFL wildcard games going on this weekend are rematches of games that already previously happened this season. So I got to thinking, what about Super Bowls? What about possible Super Bowl rematches out of this current field of NFL teams? What are the possibilities and what's the ones that's most likely? So I thought that'd be a good idea. It'd be a fun discussion. So let's get started. Now, I'm just going to go through it by AFC team because obviously if an AFC team played an NFC team, if an NFC team makes it, it's already on the AFC list. You see what I'm saying? So now these are possible Super Bowl rematches. So we'll start off if the Chiefs make the Super Bowl. Okay, you've got the Chiefs winning Super Bowl 4, 23-7 over the Vikings, and then it takes them a long time to get back. Right? They end up in 2019 with Super Bowl 54. They beat San Francisco 49ers 31-20. And then just a couple of years ago, Super Bowl 55, they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you know who, 31-9. So there's three possible rematches just right there. Now, move on to the second seed with Buffalo. There's three possible rematches, but only two possible teams. So Buffalo, as we all know, they made 4 Super Bowls in a row, and they lost all 4. Okay. Now, Super Bowl 25, they lost to the Giants 20-19. That's when Scott Norwood was wide right, wide left, wide right. Depends on which way he was wide. He missed the field goal to lose the Super Bowl. Just 47-yard field goal on grass. A kick that today is kind of almost a gimme. Not quite, maybe. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Anyway, so they lost to the Giants. Then the following year, they lost to the Redskins, who did not qualify for the playoffs. Then Super Bowl 27-28, they not only lost to the Cowboys once, but twice. And I'm going to add it up here. The combined score of the two games was 82-30. So we know that that's one rematch I'm sure that the Cowboys are hoping for. So that's another couple of possible rematches. Now you come on down to see if the Cincinnati Bengals make the Super Bowl, and they've got one team they've played twice. They've lost to the 49ers here. Let's see, the Super Bowl 16 and Super Bowl 23. 16, they lost to the 49ers 26-21. And Super Bowl 23, they lost to the 49ers 20-16. Very, very close, eerily close scores. That to me right now, that's close to the top of the list in terms of possible rematches, but we'll get to that at the end. In terms of if the Chargers make the Super Bowl, again, they've only made it once, again with the 49ers, okay? They lost, Super Bowl was at 29. Yeah, 29 to the 49ers, 49-26. I would like to add that the San Francisco 49ers, the Chargers, I'm looking at, here we go. The Chargers made the Super Bowl with a quarterback by the name of Stan Humphries. Now, I was checking some of the quarterbacks that were in some of these games because I found some of that a little bit interesting. And that was one that stuck out with me. I was looking at the quarterbacks who made the Super Bowls in the AFC during the Marino years, and Stan Humphries is one that sticks out, and Pete Stoyanovich. That's all I'm going to say. So now we move on we're going to get to the Dolphins. Don't worry about that. Now, the Jaguars have never made the Super Bowl, so there's no possible rematches there, as Fluffy is snoring. If the Ravens get to the Super Bowl, there are two possible rematches here, okay? They won Super Bowl 35. They beat the Giants 34-7. And then they came back a few years later and won Super Bowl, I guess that's 47. They beat the 49ers 34-31. That's the game with the infamous 34-minute blackout before the second half began, and almost did give the 49ers new life before Baltimore was able to put them away. Now, if Miami, if Miami Dolphins get to the Super Bowl, which look, Tua is out, so it's a big if. Okay, if however the Dolphins make the Super Bowl, there are 3 possible rematches. Dolphins lost Super Bowl 6 to the Cowboys 24-3. Then they won Super Bowl 8 24-7 over the Vikings. And then they lost Dan Marino's only Super Bowl appearance, Super Bowl 19, lost to the 49ers again, 38-16. So the only team here that does not have a possible rematch with the 49ers in the AFC, obviously Jacksonville, but Buffalo. Buffalo is the only team of the teams that have made the Super Bowl. And let's face it, I don't think Jacksonville's an issue here, right? So the only team that does not have a possibility of a rematch there with the 49ers specifically is Buffalo. Now, in terms of if I'm going to pick, and that's what I'm going to have you guys do in the comments, right at the end of this video, I'm just going to leave a graphic up that's going to give you the full list, okay? It's going to give you the full list of possible teams that could have rematches. I'm not going to put duplicates in there, right? So I'm going to put the list up. You guys pick in the comments which matchup, which rematch you think is the most likely, and pick a score. And the winner will get a prize. You'll get a shout out and you'll get a prize. I don't know what the prize is yet. I've been looking all over the house for something that I could give away football related, but I guess it kind of might depend on who wins, because maybe you're a Panther fan, you want something Panther related. So there'll be a prize and a shout out, right? Which the shout out, come on, that's good, right? So my pick, now I'm doing this in my head right now. I'm very, very torn between Cincinnati and San Francisco, or Kansas City and San Francisco. I think San Francisco, and I've been saying it for a while, I've been, being sarcastic about Brock Purdy, Super Bowl MVP. I don't know how sarcastic that is. I think the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl this year. So I have a feeling Kyle's going to pick Cincinnati. I got a feeling that this one's going to go Kansas City's way again. I have a feeling we're going to get a Kansas City, San Francisco rematch, and I'm going to go with the Marino loss score. I'm going to go with San Francisco 38, Chiefs 16 as my possible pick. Now, remember, that's not we're not picking guaranteed who we think is going to be, dead set in. These are out of the games that are going to be the possible rematches. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with 38-16. San Francisco is going to beat the Chiefs. And it's a shame that the Commanders didn't make the playoffs, because there would have been a number of possible rematches there against, I'm going to call them the Redskins again, but, the Dolphins were undefeated. I know Washington, I know Buffalo played them. So there would have been a few more rematches possible. And again, the only team that can't have a rematch anywhere in there is Jacksonville, because they haven't made one yet. I don't think they're fixing to do it this year, right? Although, that would kind of be Dolphins' luck, wouldn't it? Like, that would be what the Dolphins would do. They'll beat Buffalo, they'll beat Kansas City, and then go lose to Jacksonville in the AFC Championship game. Do not discount the possibility of the Dolphins doing that. Only just to troll us, not because I think we're going to win those games. Tua is out. And, we made the playoffs, and that's what I can say about that. So, all right, short and sweet. I just wanted to, I thought about that earlier. I said, there's a lot of, I think there's 13 total rematches. There's some duplicates, but there's 13 total Super Bowls that could possibly be rematches here. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to leave, like I said, I'm going to leave a graphic with all the possible combinations of teams. You guys pick, leave a score, because the score is going to be the tiebreaker. Obviously, there's only a few legitimate matchups, right? It's like I'm not expecting the Chargers to make it. You know what I mean? I think we'd all be surprised if the Dolphins, if the Ravens made it. I think in the AFC, this is a 3-horse race between Buffalo, Kansas City, Cincinnati. And I think in the NFC, it depends on, is Hurts hurt, right? If Hurts comes back, and same with Tua and the Dolphins, but we know Tua's out. So in the NFC, I think San Francisco, just their defense looks ridiculous. And I don't trust the Cowboys. And San Francisco's kind of got a core of guys that have been around and been getting it done, where the Eagles are kind of new-ish to this. But then again, Brock Purdy, right? So, I think I like the 49ers, but in the AFC, man, it's a toss-up between those top 3 teams. And if anything other than those top 3 teams happen, I think we'll all be shocked. And somebody will be happy because somebody's going to make some money betting some Super Bowl surprise. And if it happens, good going. Send me $50. I could use. All right. Let me know in the comments what your picks are. Appreciate all the support. And I'll see you guys again real soon.